You know, we can, we many times we find ourselves, and I'll just say this since I'm waiting on a couple more people to come in. Many times we can find ourselves in the places that, like you said, we got ourselves there by way of our own personal faith, our own mindset, our own will or lack of will, our lack of willingness to change and be corrected and be aligned, and all of the above. Our lack of that, we lack that openness to allow the Holy Spirit to shift us. And what's crazy is that he lets us live through our own decisions, knowing full well we gonna fall. It's like a parent who's teaching a child how to ride a bike. I've already shown you what to do with the training wheels on. Eventually, those training wheels will have to come off, or you're going to be handicapped in riding bikes. And even if the parent tells the child, I'm about to take these wheels off, the parent is not asking the child, or they shouldn't, are you ready for the wheels to be taken off? No. The parent make a decision based upon that child needing to cross over into independence with the bike. And they will take the wheels off and love them too. I know you're going to fall. I know you're going to skin your knee. Matter of fact, I got band-aids already because I know it's going to happen. Why? Because it happened to me. And so when the parent, God, says, I'm going to watch you fall off this whole big life bike, because that little streak you got in you, you're going to have to get rid of it in order to maintain balance on this bike. That inability to depend on your own self, if you skin your knee enough, because I'm not going to let you quit. You're going to talk noise, and you're going to be upset, and you're going to cry, and you're going to be mad because God let you go on your own. No, you want to go on your own, go on your own. God will let you go on your own. And even when God lets you go on your own, he knows you're going to fall. He does not say, I'm proud of you for falling. He's just going to let you fall until you want to ride the bike correctly. Because if you never learn to ride the bike, you'll never go nowhere. You listen, it don't matter if you got a bike. It don't even matter if the wheels on it or not. In the season that you should be riding a bike without the training wheels, God will let you fall. Because in this season, they got to come off. You're too old for it.
Yeah, and Miss B, you're saying that, and when you was talking, because the Lord been good, is speaking to me. But when you was talking, that's why I said the classes and everything, with everything. But when you was speaking, it's like it says when the world repay you, they pay you more than what I would have. I pre-warned you by giving you instructions ahead of time.
Exactly.
But since you choose not to do it my time, within my timing, with my timing, we have grace in my timing.
Yes.
The comfort of it, because you would have been in my time.
And you also would have been in his hand.
Yes.
You would you would have been protected in his hand.
Yes. And he said, because now you're receiving the reward of how the world does it.
Yes.
And this is what you're building in.
The humbleness of reality is a beautiful thing. When you realize what God is trying to show you, where he's trying to take you, and what he expects from your life, that clarity should produce a level of humbleness and submission to his will. It should. But when it don't, you make it worse than it need to be. It don't need to be this raggedy. It don't need to be this hard. It's not even supposed to be this rough. It's only that way because we are so selfish. We are so prideful, and we are so self-centered.
Yes.
Those
Yes.
words are good in the right space, but not when you're not. You got to know when those words are applicable. And I think we don't know when those words. We're supposed to have pride. We're supposed to be proud. We're supposed to be self-centered, because it comes a time when you got to do for yourself. We're supposed to be self-oriented, but not when you don't know where you're going. Not when you don't know what you're doing. When you don't know where you're going and you don't know what you're doing, yet you got words, God will say, yeah.
You said that's like, you can't do as the world do.
You cannot.
It's like, you can't do as the world do.
You cannot.
And we tell our children that because we know the life we live, and it's like, nobody else will be caught, but you will be caught.
You go.
Because
Yes.
it's because my hand is there. You can't do as the world do. And it's like, we know it. It's like we're rebelling against it because we know. It's like, you can't do it. You won't get away with it.
But why try when you know? But we try. I think we try because we want to have cuts and bruises too, just like the world, so God can deliver us and love us better. If we get cut and bruised up, then God has to heal us. It's a false sense of reconnection to God that we produce the dilemma. It's like, I don't need you to cut yourself. I don't need you to self-harm yourself, especially when you know better. I don't need you to make yourself ugly. I don't need you to scar yourself. I don't need you to create self-harm. You were already good before all of this. And so if we harm ourselves, then God got to come get us. And there is no love like somebody coming to get you when you're running away. It's like, you gonna come and get me? It is so romantic. What we don't need is a romantic God. But we need God to be romantic, because this is why we go to the front of the minute of whenever it's time for us to in services. And I'm gonna get to the class. When we are in church and you think about it, as you grew up, there was nothing like going to the front, walking down the aisle, and everybody's loving on you, when you could have done that outside. You could have changed your life outside and no one saw it. But there is nothing like everybody touching you and hugging you and crying with you while they watch you give your heart to God. There's nothing like it. It is so romantic, because there's such levels of agreement. When you could have made that decision at the light, getting gas. You could have done that picking tomatoes. You could have done that in the grocery store line. You could have done that on your way out of Walmart. You could have done that while you putting your stuff in the trunk. You could have just had a Kairos moment and said, from this point on, I know I'm standing in the middle of the parking lot, but God, from this point on, I will not remain the same. I will not think the same. I expect greatness from you from this point on. I don't need something major. I don't need smoke. I don't need mirrors. I don't need any of that. At this point, without anybody validating it, I don't need no one to validate the change in my life. I just need to know from this point on for the rest of my life, this is how I'm gonna roll. And I ain't gonna tell nobody. They gonna find out by me not. They gonna find out by default. I'm not running no dream, idea, vision, insight by nobody who don't have sense enough to know how to understand it. You don't get to know what God is revealing to me. I don't want no friends. I don't want no camaraderies. I don't want no compadres. I don't want no units with me. I'm going to walk this walk. Me, you, God, me, and you from this point on. And now I'm finna get in my car and go back to work. It's just as simple as that. It is just as simple as that. Yes. And you just start from that point, wherever that point is in your life. And you continue in that path. I mean, hard and heavy. Yes. Hard and heavy. Yes. fast track yourself, hard and heavy.
Yes.
That's just it. Even when I don't feel like it, hard and heavy.
Yes.
Hard and heavy.
Yes.
Oh yes. Ooh, thank you for that. That was awakening.
Thank you.
Oh, you more than welcome. Yes, indeed.